is a SeatGeek Cup night. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Utah Jazz. Welcome, Delta Center, Salt Lake City. The Jazz debut their new cup floor against the reigning NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. Group A standings in the West finds Minnesota on top, undefeated 2-0, followed by the Thunder, the Kings, the Suns, and the young Utah Jazz. Welcome inside, Craig Bolerjack. You know this man. Big T.
I was just grooving,
Thurl Bailey.
I was grooving.
You know what? Did you notice the shine on this floor?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is good looking, and also you got to hope that the Jazz can shine against the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. Again, this team is very special. The reigning NBA champions. They are the top team once again in the NBA, 15-1. They also own the best defensive rating over the last 6 years. T, I'm not done. Averages nearly 11 steals, and I think you'll agree, the centerpiece of it all, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, also known as SGA.
Yeah, and how can you not be a fan of SGA? I mean, this young man has really carried this team. He is a player, we always talk about not being spared up, but he feeds his teammates. He makes sure they get fed at night, but he gets his own as well. And he is a four-level scorer, meaning that fourth level is getting to the free throw line. He's a specialist. That's why he's a reigning MVP. Jazz had their work cut out for them defensively on him tonight.
And of course, the reigning MVP, and he will be quite a test, I think you'll agree, for Keyonte George tonight. Key has really played well of late, and the numbers prove that out. You take a look at what he put on the floor a couple of games back against Chicago, 33, and then went for 34 against the Lakers. The first career back-to-back 30-point games for Keyonte George.
There's no question that Keyonte's game has jumped up several levels from last year. And I don't just mean the physical part, mentally, vision, everything else. He's a guy who feeds his team as well. By the numbers, one of the best assist guys in the league. He is going to face the biggest test so far this season because he's going to be pressured all game long. So if he passes that test, Jazz have a really good chance of staying close and winning this game.
And T, you hit it. I think that's the biggest key tonight for Keyonte. No pun intended. Can he handle the pressure of one SGA? We'll find out. Stay close. The Jazz and the Thunder. And oh, brother, Cody, Jalen Williams. A run to the title. Laura Green will have that story. Stay close. Up next.
Zions Bank, the official bank of the Utah Jazz. Merchanic, taking a merchant-first approach to payment processing. And by Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline and community partner of the Utah Jazz.
Welcome back to Delta Center, where the Jazz are about to take on the defending champs, the Thunder. It's an NBA Cup night here in Salt Lake City. Now, one player on Utah's roster got a front row view to Oklahoma City making history last season. Cody Williams was there for it all when his brother Jalen Williams won a ring, and he picked up a thing or two about what it's like to win at that level.
What did you learn about your brother's approach to a series like that?
I think the biggest thing was not to panic. I think they also were really fortunate that they went through that with Denver. You know, being able to go to Game 7 with Denver against a team that's already won a championship. So I think just the way they stayed cool, calm, and collective and stayed hungry, even when they won the Western Conference, you know, it wasn't really any smiles, no one's really joking because they knew, you know, they won a championship. So I think just, like I said earlier, the attention to detail and just how hungry they were every single game.
They just used how young they are and just kind of allowed them to play with a lot of energy and how much they care about every possession and attention to detail. And I feel like that's something we could learn that from a lot of teams.
Coming up, it's the Jazz and the champs. Don't forget it's a cup night too. Next we have starting lineups and tip-off. It's Utah and Oklahoma City right here on SEG Media.
Got him. Oh, the one-hand put down. Keyonte George. Go drive inside, splits the two defenders. Ayton's there. That is a rough bucket. Wow. That's a strong power move by Markkanen. Defense again, another steal. How about Markkanen? Spins out of trouble. Keyonte! Oh, yeah! This is Utah's third cup game, and it's against the world champion Oklahoma City Thunder's lineups tonight. SGA runs the show for the Thunder with Cason Wallace, Dort, Holmgren, and Hartstein, your starting five. The Jazz. Keontae George, the rookie Ace Bailey up front, Mikhailuk, Markkanen, and Nurkic. Let's go courtside. LG, how about this schedule?
Well, guys, the Jazz just played in a huge game Tuesday night against the Lakers, LeBron's season debut, and tonight it's another big one against the reigning champs. The approach is everything. Before tonight's game, Coach already said that these games are the best. We have to go in there and execute and control what we can, which is what he said they did Tuesday's game against the Lakers. He says these games are incredible for us to see and feel what the best team in the NBA looks like. A big part of our team is growing. And to do that, the fiber and connectivity of this team has to improve. He said these games push you to the limit in all of those areas. Now, you add an NBA Cup game to that, it seems like just a little cherry on top, guys.
To be the best, Big T, you have to play the best. I mean, I know that's an old adage, but it's true. That's how you grow, and that's where the Jazz are right now.
And to win against the best, you have to be better than you've ever been. And so you can't just suppose that OKC is going to bring it everything tonight. You've got to go out. Everything's heightened for the Utah Jazz right now. For OKC, it's a norm for them. They've been at the top. They know how to play. They're like a living organism. Jazz had their work cut out, but they got to show OKC they're here to battle.
Holmgren jumps up against Nurkic. It was last touched by the Thunder, so Ace Bailey will inbound for the first possession. Utah 5-9. The Thunder 15-1. Their lone loss was to Portland, 121-119. A bucket separated those two in that game. Ace picks up the ball. There's a ball pressure we spoke of, and Keontae is going to have to be extra special tonight.
Coach Mark Daigneault said ball pressure and physicality. That's what we're bringing.
How about the drive, the finish? You know, first test, you pass it, Keontae, because Cason Wallace was right on your hip. You put that extra step ahead, and Utah's up a bucket.
Well, it's going to be non-relenting. And right there, OKC gets an easy one right there on a back screen.
Keep an eye on Chet Holmgren. He's had 3 straight 20-plus point games, and yet he's only 23 years old. There's Markkanen, wide open triple. Good, you betcha. Markkanen.
Yeah, he's ready, set forward. Another $50 donation from your Utah Ford stores to the Utah Food Bank.
Well, his last 4 have been on fire. Over 38 a game and 44% from downtown. Good defense by Nurk.
And I'm keeping my eye on Nurk. Nurk needs to take it up a couple of levels on both ends. I mean, he is good enough and been in this league long enough to know how to adjust. So I'd like to see him really shine on the offensive end, but also use his body defensively.
You talked about good starts. So important for the Jazz. SGA launches a pass low inside, and getting the hand up is Hartenstein. He'll shoot 2.
Everything's heightened, everything's sharp, and good decision making right here. Great screen by one of the best screeners in Nurk, but right there gets Hartenstein off beat with the defense, and then the vision, the pass, seeing it right away. That's your sidekick right there. Get him going early.
Hartenstein having a career year scoring 12.4 a game. Let's go coast to coast. T presented by Delta, proud to be the official airline and community partner of the Utah Jazz. You look at the scoring duos. Doncic and Reeves 63 a game. Markkanen and Keontae about 64. Holmgren, SGA 52, and Jokic and Murray in Denver at just under 52 a game.
That's important. That's big for the Jazz to be on that list right now. It means that something is working between that duo on a consistent basis.
Hartenstein makes a pair, goes strong, and Holmgren meets Markkanen but fouls him on the way up.
Well, I believe that Lauri Markkanen is prepared for the physicality he's about to receive tonight. He's planned for it physically this summer, and he wasn't getting a lot of these calls last year, but I think he has worked on his body and is not afraid to get in there and battle.
First one's up and good. Markkanen 89% from the stripe so far this season. Yeah, Will talked about that in his presser with us, Big T, and bottom line, you know, he played in the Euro tournament,
just like he did 4 years ago. Came back, became an all-star, and also the most improved player in the NBA. And you see a lot of similarities right now. The confidence is sky high, but he handles the physicality as good as he ever has.
Yeah, and Coach Daigneault talked about it too. He's just difficult to really scout because he does so many things well at his height.
Holmgren, door shut from Hartenstein, turns and fires and hits.
Well, Jazz taking it, the Thunder taking advantage of the height differential. You got Holmgren in the middle with two smaller players guarding him. You throw it up and let him go get it.
Hartenstein's a 7-footer. Here's Nurk out to Keontae. Again, Wallace riding his hip. Markkanen tries to cut through. He's stopped by Luguentz Dort, who now switches off on Key. 3 to shoot, down to 2. Lowry's got to hurry. Takes the shot. And I think Utah is going to get a bailout. So Cason Wallace fouls Markkanen with less than 2 on the shot clock.
And this is the situations they want to put you in. The switches, see the advantage there. Nurk tries to help, but he can't stay long because he's with Hartenstein. And Holmgren takes advantage. It's like a challenge right here.
Yeah, Mark Daigneault was past midcourt and came out to call a timeout. Daigneault in his 6th year and a 15-1 record. So the light is on. He'll challenge that last whistle. We'll take a break. Utah early, 9. Back in Salt Lake City, Oklahoma City lost the challenge. The foul stands and Markkanen is at the line to shoot a couple. Here it is, T.
Yeah, Cason Wallace, see the hand on the hip, but it's, watch when Lowry goes up, that same left hand brushes the elbow right there. May not have been a lot, but looks like there was contact.
So it's 3 shots for Markkanen. He makes the first 2, already 7 in his pocket.
And that could end up being a significant challenge, Bull, if the Jazz can stay close in this game. And in the fourth quarter at some point, losing, not having the ability to challenge, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's an early call by Daigneault. There's a steal, loose ball, Ace Bailey against Dort. 1-on-1, tiptoes down the baseline, and Mykhailiuk resets out front. Nurkic, beautiful bounce pass inside. And Keontae, 2 hands at home.
That's beautiful execution. Beautiful execution. Just a great pass by Nurkic. It started with an Ace Bailey steal, which was tremendous.
SGA right at the elbow. Out front, Holmgren up against Mykhailiuk. Played at KU. Takes about a 12-foot jumper. Speeds there for the rebound. The Jazz have hit all 4 shots. Oklahoma City starts 2 of 4. Ball knocked down. Wallace was able to time that pass. SGA on the run. Looks at Markkanen. Takes a shot up and a foul.
Bola, that steal by Ace created this right here. Great screen and a great backdoor cut by Keontae George. Nurk finds him on the dime. Bola, that last turnover by Speed, you just cannot have. I mean, that was an automatic bucket with Nurk under the rim, and you've got to make sure that ball gets in to your big that's wide open.
SGA, the reigning MVP, 3-time All-Star. Like the greats, they live at the free throw line. He averages 32 points. That's number 3 in the NBA. And he takes over 9 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah, he's patient with all of them. With every point, he is not rushed. He knows where he wants to get to, and he finds a way to get there.
Nurkic lost the handle, picks it up now to his left side. Bangs low, inside. Hartenstein, really a trouble for Nurk. Turns, spins it up and scores.
Oh, that's the Nurk I want to see. That Nurk right there, who's not afraid of a challenge. He never has been, but that time he proves my point. Get in there and battle. Show him what you got.
So the Jazz shooting a wicked 83% to open this game as we played 4 minutes. Holmgren inside, short. Rebound, Markkanen turns and finds Keontae and takes it across midcourt. Here's George on a step back 3. Rainbows at home, up and out. Markkanen, beautiful save, and he throws it off Hartenstein. Utah ball, 12 on the shot.
Field goal, baby. Right here. This is the Nurk. This is the Nurk that I'm used to seeing over the years. Just getting in there and battling, not kicking it back out, but saying, look, I got an advantage here.
Ace Bailey, 17-footer right down the barrel. I'd say he did not hesitate. And this young rookie out of Rutgers slowly, step by step, bucket by bucket, making improvements. 11-3 run by Utah. All 5 starters, T, have scored. There's another steal. Svi on the run to the rack. It jumps off the rim. I think he's felt Holmgren over his shoulder. And they're going to whistle a foul on Keontae.
And Svi tried to double pump that. He heard the footsteps behind him and tried to double pump it. And that's what gave Holmgren the advantage. Well, first of all, Jazz giving OKC a little of their own medicine, but just go up, get into him. And that double pump allows Holmgren to get a piece of that ball.
Kevin Love checks in. Nurk comes out.
I like what Nurkic did, though. So does Will.
Isaiah Joe checks in for Mark Daigneault and the Thunder. Luguentz Dort played at Arizona State, undrafted. A terrific physical shutdown defender. There's a 3 on the way, and Isaiah Joe instantly off the bench knocks home a 3.
Yeah, Isaiah Joe is he's pretty good when he gets in a wide open space to get an opportunity.
Keontae contact bucket and 1.
Keontae George is good at that as well. Creating the contact on the downhill move. Right here, here's the advantage. He gets past Joe, he goes at Joe instead of away, gets the contact and gathers at the right time for an N1.
Keontae back-to-back 30-plus point games, the first time in his career that he's accomplished that feat. 33 in Los Angeles Tuesday night. Flick of the wrist and a 3-point play. The Jazz just got 3 free throws from Markkanen and a 3-point play by Keontae, and a 21-10 advantage 5 minutes in, opening quarter. Gilgeous-Alexander, a little stop and pop jumper. Another whistle down on the baseline.
Well, I'm going to give you a little spoiler alert here. Thunder are going to make a run. Now, it's up to the Jazz to keep that run short. They're just too good not to pull things together. But the Jazz can keep their run short by continuing to match their physicality, which they've done a great job at, and taking care of the basketball.
Already 2 fouls on Mykhailiuk. Got a timeout on the floor.
Going to see if it meets
the criteria.
Yep, of a flagrant.
Crew chief tonight here in Salt Lake City, Sean Wright. His crew includes John Butler and Matt Myers. That was quick.
It was determined that there was no reckless closeout on this play, and it would just be a common foul.
Good call. Yeah, and you saw that Steve tried to actually avoid the contact and not jump into his space. He tried to go to the right and miss him, but still made contact with that left leg.
Gilgeous-Alexander just hit 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He's back for 2 more. Imagine the NBA all in one place. Made easy, Xfinity. Imagine that. SGAT really the perfect piece for the Thunder to make the move forward in their quest for a title. And that's what they did last year as he makes a pair. He was the 11th pick back in 18. Had a short stop with the Clippers and then found his way to OKC.
Yeah, what a find for them.
Cody Williams left wide open, had a look. And the rebound by Jalen Williams. The Jalen Williams from Arkansas Cody's brother, Jalen, is out with recovering from right wrist surgery, but he is here tonight. Former Ute, Brandon Carlson, 7-footer who played at Bingham High School, recovering from a nasal fracture, and guess what? The vet put that ball up over the top of Carlson. Kevin Love on the board.
That's a good sign, Bowler. Getting a lot of guys involved in the Jazz's offense.
Here's Isaiah Joe up against Markkanen, left-hand dribble.
Jazz not giving him any space, trying to push him off the three.
Short shot clock.
Yep.
They drop it down low inside, and Carlson will drop his first two. He signed a two-way deal, and on the board.
Yeah, Coach Daigneault said it's hard to keep Carlson off the floor. They're playing him at the 4 spot, which is not his natural position, but he says he's doing so many good things, it's hard to keep him off.
Bill heat check. K-Love again, downtown triple.
You know what, Bowler? K-Love lives for these moments. He's been in every moment you can imagine.
Williams deep, and he got a triple right back. Now Kevin Love, a nice bounce back, scoreless on just 2 shots taken against the Lakers on Tuesday night, already with 6 points. Markkanen jumps out, he'll try a 3. Got it. The Jazz are now 4 of 6 deep, and overall, T, 71% to start this game as we just passed the 5-minute mark here in the first.
Well, Lowry punishes the switches, and if you saw SGA after that shot, he shrugged it off like there's nothing I can do about that, and he's right.
Going to call a kick ball on the Jazz.
Bowler, you're going to love this. Kevin Love, the vet, coming in and getting it done right away. Great swing of the ball, catch and shoot. How many times has he done that? Countless.
We got Nurk mic'd up tonight. We'll hear from him throughout the game, but a nice line early. Love has played 3 minutes, already dropped 6 points, and he puts SGA at the line. He's now 3 of 5 in 7 minutes, 3 points. He's only taken 1 shot. And now you're going to see Isaiah Collier run alongside Keontae George. Filipowski, who's been out with a wrist injury, also will check in.
Bowler, I like the pace of the Jazz, but they just put some high-octane fuel in the tank with Isaiah Collier in the game. He's going to pick that pace up and bring the physicality we've seen him bring going downhill.
They'll put Isaiah Joe on Isaiah. 10 on the shot clock. Here's Love.
Why not?
3.
Why not?
For 3. K-Love goes deep. Timeout OKC. Love with 9. Markkanen 11. Keontae 7. And the fast start you spoke of, it's happening right now in SLC.
Oh, never mind. There we go. I got it. Hey, Cody. You good, Mud? I'm good, Mud. That's good. Hey. Another day, another dollar. Here we go, Kev. There we go, one more. Yeah, slow-mo. Hey, come on.
Sideline sounds all night with Nurk, 12-year veteran, averaging nearly 10 rebounds a game. They had that little hook shot earlier here in the first quarter to help the Jazz push this lead to 33-18. Keontae nearly had the steal. Mitchell is on the floor for OKC. Williams on a 3 try. No. Flip jumps in for the rebound. He weaves his way through traffic, showing some handles. Caleb on a drive. He'll pass out, and Cody cut inside while Caleb threw over the top, and a Utah turnover, only their second of this first quarter.
And Caleb got up in the air, which is a no-no as well, and I think he knows that. But also, Cody's got to just be out there ready to try to corral that ball in.
SGA up against Isaiah Collier. Mitchell deep. Splashes a 3 out of UC Santa Barbara.
Well, you're going to end up probably giving something up. You've got the help in the gap. where SGA is, but he passes it off there as the Jazz miss one from deep.
Filipowski, the rebound, spins inside, hangs on a pivot, clears. Cody. Back out front, flip. Straight away, triple, got it.
Nice.
Filipowski, he looks good. That right wrist sprain has healed. He knocks down a three. The second-year pro out of Duke.
That's great defense. K-Love
simply tied him up.
Oh, K-Love's doing it on both ends. And SGA tried to get into K-Love to create some physicality, but right here, ball's moving around. There's Kyle Filipowski, who just came back up from the post, knocks it down.
Utah's hit 6 of 8 from 3, 71% overall. The defensive specialist, Alex Caruso, has checked in. That was a big get last year from Chicago. Triple, how about that? Okay. The Jazz, 7 of 9. And Collier, first shot, a 3-ball.
Yeah, and you love to see that. Spread the love. Kevin Love is getting it going, getting everybody else going.
Williams nearly turned it over. Here's Isaiah Joe, kick out. They work the corner to Williams. He'll put it on the floor. K-Love right there.
Oh my goodness, Kevin Love.
I thought he was there.
He was there, and he got the call.
Yes, he did.
Beautiful job. That's the vet out there doing his thing. Keontae gets up in there, but look, Kevin Love comes over, gets set outside of the restricted area. That's a big, big play for the Jazz early in this game.
Under 2.5 to play, 39-point quarter. The lead is 18 here in Salt Lake City against the defending NBA champions and the best team at the moment in the NBA at 15-1. Love try to tap it, keep it alive, picked up by the Thunder. Well, the Jazz making it tough. SGA had to kind of just pirouette down low in the paint and spins in for 2.
Yeah, SGA's trying to force the issue. Not a lot's working right now consistently, so SGA's trying to find gaps, trying to go to the weak side where the defense is not. He's such a smart player. Again, he won't be sped up, but he'll try to get the most out of each and every one of his moves.
Markkanen checks back in. Gilgeous-Alexander has scored 5 of his 7 points from the free throw line as we roll past 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Ball deflected out by the Thunder. Jazz will have it, 14 up on the shot.
See, the officials are really letting them play. Pretty evenly called on the physicality on both ends, and why not, Bola?
Little short that time from Love. Filipowski trying to run it down. Collier, the lone man back. Put a hand up. Great job. Just enough to disrupt the flow by the Thunder, and Collier back in front court.
It's great defense. Made Jalen Williams shoot a finesse shot underneath the rim.
Driving kick. Cody Williams. Can't have a better look.
No. Cody's had 2 of those.
There's Mitchell for the Thunder. SGA over the top. Jalen Williams. He's knocked down 2 threes in this first quarter.
Yeah, you can hit those standstill wide open threes, and that's where the Jazz now have to maybe close out a little bit quicker, maybe drive him off that 3-point line.
4th year out of Arkansas. 39-27. Jazz give it away. There's the drive ability of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The Jazz, though, come up with the miss off the rebound.
Well, that's SGA trying to impose his will before this quarter's over. Jazz with a lot of momentum.
Collier dances out front, right to left. Look at the speed. Drive, scores. Speed, strength. Isaiah with 5 off the bench.
Yeah, and that's what he does. And he does it so well, getting into the D with that physicality and putting it on that left side of the rim.
SGA drives. They double him with flip. Deep 3. Got it. Wow. Joe. I mean, way downtown, Isaiah Joe.
And the defense was great. The offense was just better.
Jazz were 7 of 12 from behind the arc. Oklahoma City's hit 5 of 7. High scoring first quarter. Jazz have put 41 up on the defending NBA champions. Markkanen jumps out. He'll go to K. Love. He'll rifle up his fourth triple of the quarter.
I love it. I love it. The vet getting it done, sending the Jazz out of this quarter with the momentum.
How about 44 in the first quarter? The lead is 14. Back after the break.
It's literally having a love for the game. Kevin Love, who's been to probably every scenario you could ever think of. Big games, doesn't matter to him. He comes in and shows why he's a future Hall of Famer. And I don't think he's even had a heat check yet, but he is rallying this Jazz team, really rallied them to finish that quarter. And look at those purple marks. The whole team right now is on fire, Bowler.
Yeah, middle, outside, wing, you name it, they've hit shots. Those are the most three-pointers that Love has made in a quarter since 2023. That was December when he hit 4 against Chicago in quarter 1. OKC shot too strong. Out comes Bailey. Caruso's there. And that's what he does.
Yeah, and we haven't talked about Alex Caruso much yet, but he will not keep us silent. Takes a big charge right there, and that's something Ace Bailey's going to have to read at this level, is understanding how to pick one side of the chest of the defender and go at it.
Most points by the Jazz this season in the first quarter, 44. Last time they had 43 against the Blazers. That shot up and good. So Caruso's made an impact on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, he has, and not much out of him from OKC in that first quarter. So I'm sure in the timeout, Coach Daigneault saying who's going to step up.
Collier leaves it from Markkanen. No call on a reach in. They take it away on a steal. They leave it for Caruso. A.J. Mitchell timeout quickly here in the second quarter. Will Hardy. A.J. with a 5-point half, and little by little, you talked about runs. OKC starts the second 4-0.
Hey, let's go. Leg her up. Our ball. There we go, Keith.
What's up, man?
Congrats on your MVP, man. Big year. Another one. Let go. Great job, Kev.
Yusuf Nurkic, I love it, T. Mic'd up all night.
Yeah, they need to play that song he was singing again. He came out, did a great job. Now he's back in.
Trying to screen out Markkanen runs across, takes a pass from Collier, hands it off to Ace. Bailey's got a look downtown. Off the back end. That's a high jumping rebound. Caruso across the paint. They push it. Little push shot left hand, Hartenstein.
That's a $90 million shot for Hartenstein. Because that really, other than a dunk, that really is the only shot he takes. And he's making $90 million, Bowler, for that shot. That's a pretty good deal.
That's not a bad deal at all. So yeah, OKC allowed 44 points in that opening quarter. The Jazz found a crack in that defense, which is really one of the best in the NBA and has been for a couple of years. Hartenstein straddles the three-point line off to Holmgren. Shot clock at 8, down to 7. He'll drive inside, hammers it home against Bailey.
So he uses the box out
and
of
another
Hartenstein.
timeout called by Will Hardy. I mean, these are like a minute apart.
Well, you see the real OKC coming out, Bowler.
Well, the holidays are right around the corner, and this week, George Niang helped give back right here in Utah. He hosted a Thanksgiving dinner for families of Utah Community Action, and Niang and a lot of other volunteers helped serve more than 100 people Thanksgiving dinner. He brought a lot of holiday cheer. You can see him getting some serving action there with all these people, and just his personality always shines whenever he's out with anybody. And soon he'll be back on the court, which I know Jazz fans and his team will be excited about too.
Yeah, working his way back from a stress reaction in his foot. And T, I wonder if he used that minivan to...
Oh, yeah, he's putting some miles on that minivan, some community miles.
Jazz called the timeout. It's going to be off of Oklahoma City. By the way, the Thunder have scored 8 straight to start this second quarter. Overall, a 17-5 run over the last 4+ minutes.
Well, they're going to ratchet up the pressure on defense. You see them pressuring Bryce Sensabaugh right at the half-court line, and Jazz have to be careful.
On the court is Collier with Bailey, Nurkic, Markkanen, and Bryce Sensabaugh. The lead of 18 has been trimmed to 6. And the inbound foul is called on Holmgren.
Well, OKC's going to try to push the envelope on the D. They're going to try to be as physical as possible, as much as they can get away with, and force the officials to make the call.
So you get a foul shot when you foul on the inbound, and Markkanen easily makes his 12th point and the first score here in the second quarter. There's Mark Daigneault, 6th season. They've won 7 in a row to go 15-1. Sensabaugh, nice drive, draws a double team. Who's open? Isaiah Collier resets, 5 on the shot. Markkanen screens to his left. Tough shot, falling away, comes up short, and a 24-second shot clock violation.
Yeah, Jazz come up empty on that particular series. I thought they were running the offense pretty crisp. Just didn't get the shot they wanted on that one.
Holmgren calls for it, now passes off. Hartenstein sets a screen, 3, jumps out, and Nurk bodies up the rebound. He's got a few pounds on Holmgren. How about that lob? Down low, Ace would like to have it back, just ran it off the back of the rim. A.J. Mitchell, that ball comes out of his hand, hits the back of Collier. Finally, the Jazz get it to Sensabaugh, triple away, and he airballs that shot. Saved by Markkanen. What a wild sequence. Holmgren trying to find possession. So is Ace Bailey. And finally they go to Hartenstein, and now Caruso. Big man takes it on Nurk.
Well, that was a crazy series there.
T, you played bumper pool, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
had a memory or two of that. I mean, the 2 teams everywhere.
We talked about how it was going to be a physical game, and I love the way the Jazz are matching the physicality of the Thunder.
Keontae George returns, Filipowski back in, Markkanen and Collier get a rest. Hartenstein, an interesting story. He's having a career year scoring. He came out of high school undrafted out of Eugene, and he's averaging 12+ points and 11 rebounds.
Well, what makes him so good, one is that double-double, but how he gets it, especially offensively. He's not trying to force anything. He puts himself in a place offensively to be successful as he misses both free throws. It looks like the Jazz might be in early. Well, there's a foul.
Filipowski. So second team foul whistled on the Jazz. Under 8.5 to play in half number 1. A.J. Mitchell back to work, left-hand floater off the rim, tap down. Holmgren's got it.
Good closeout by Sensabaugh.
Hartenstein back to Joe. 3 is up, 3 is down.
Yeah, a great screen, great handoff there by Hartenstein to Joe. Puts him in a comfortable position for a wide open 3.
Joe has 3 triples. The last time he played the Jazz, he knocked down 10. Right back at you, Ace Bailey.
Big comfortable shot for Ace right there.
Ace with 5.5. He had 13 in Los Angeles Tuesday night. Boy, busted defense. Hartenstein by himself as Holmgren. Put it right on his fingertips.
Again, he's only going to shoot 2 kinds of shots, a dunk or a push shot. Jazz just cannot let him have those easy ones.
Ball deflected on the pass out. Sensabaugh turns it over. Jazz try to hold ground, flip quickly. picks up the foul, and Filipowski with 2 whistles here in the last minute.
Well, Jazz trying to find some offense and to end the dry spell. Nice look right there by Ace Bailey, looking so comfortable with that shot.
Keep an eye on his numbers tonight, because in his 5 starts, this is number 6. He's averaged 14 points, 4 rebounds, 56% from the floor. Ace will come out. Mikhailuk will check in. Ten-point half for Joe off the bench. To the Thunder making their comeback with bench scoring. 26 now 20 advantage off the bench as Joe has 11. And what was an 18-point lead has been trimmed down to 3 with under 7.5 to go in this first half.
Well, or any kind of lead you have against OKC, especially early, you can't get comfortable with. It's like fool's gold, right? You know that this team is very good as Keyonte goes to the line, and they're going to make their runs. Again, I talked about how short can you make that run for them and manage the game where you're hanging in there and not playing uphill.
A.J. Mitchell, the foul. Keyonte will be at the stripe. He'll get 2. First one up. First one's good. Let's check in with LG.
Well, guys, Thunder coach Mark Dagenhalt had a lot of positives to talk about with Keyonte George before tonight's game, and just his progression as an athlete. He says he kind of just skates around out there. He has an aggression and boldness to him that puts a lot of pressure on the Thunder's defense. He's gotten stronger over time. That's been noticeable, and also he can tell that the game has slowed down over time for him as well.
Big T, that's a compliment from Coach Dagenhalt. He has seen also a change in Keyonte George.
Yeah, and well deserved.
Holmgren fires up a 3, rims out, chased down, and picked up by Key. Bryce Sensabaugh could be a key here in the second quarter and throughout the rest of this game. If he can find a shot.
He had a shot right there.
Thought he was going to take it, but he gave it up to Nurk. 3 up and out. Rebound, Filipowski in a crowd. Going to get a jump ball. Reaching in for the jump was Cason Wallace with Filipowski.
Yeah, I like the idea by Bryce, but the decision making, he needed the float. But Jazz are battling on the board. You see Flip right here bringing it down to the level of Wallace. Calling for a jump ball right there.
Markkanen checks back in. Sensabaugh will come out. Flip is 6'11", Cason Wallace 6'4". And an easy tip won by Filipowski. Jazz push it ahead.
Oh, you got to go. Yeah, absolutely.
Filipowski, nice spin down inside. Cut the rim in. Filipowski 5.5.
That's the best example of daycare we've seen right there. Overmatched. Put the baby to sleep. Nice move by Flip.
4 assists for Keyonte. The Jazz 12 overall here in the first half. Tough shot. Finger rolls on a lean-in bucket by Joe, who's been a difference maker off the bench with 13. Flip fouled by Dort.
Bowler, what happens when the baby's in the street? You got to get him out of there. Flip says too small. And gets to that right side of the rim before Hartenstein could get there for help.
So Flip at the line. Good to have him back after the wrist injury, and he'll miss the first of 2. The upcoming schedule brought to you by University of Utah Health, a trusted healthcare partner for the Jazz on and off the court. I'd say the schedule gets really no easier. Lakers, Golden State. That's Sunday, Monday, home and away, and then back to play the final NBA Cup game against Sacramento. And then we'll see Houston not once but twice on a back-to-back to end November and to start the month of December.
Yeah, they're coming fast, Bowler.
Flip made the second. Oklahoma City's owned this second quarter 17-9, yet the Jazz lead by 6. Little slip pass again. Baseline defense busted as SGA goes inside. He was 1 of 4 in the first quarter. Big T's got 9 in his pocket.
All that is, Bowler is not communicating well. You've got to be able to talk.
Flip try to force it inside. Luckily the ball's kicked. Shot clock 14 for Utah.
Right here, when it's a two-man game, you have got to talk. I've got him. I've got, and if you're Svi, you got to understand that you've got to push SGA up and not let him have that backdoor space.
Ball pressure on the inbound. Jazz able to break it to Markkanen. Mikhailuk. Nice screen by Lowry. Svi for 3. Bang!
That's a tough 3, too.
He's made a few of those.
Yeah.
Last 7, he's knocking down 46% of his threes.
Isaiah Joe was in his uniform pretty much.
Cason Wallace, ball batted down by Filipowski. Svi runs with him, so does Keontae. He'll drive baseline up and drives it in with the left hand.
Larry Markkanen may have come down on a right ankle, is limping off a little bit. Great bucket, though, by Keontae on the break, but Lowry's in pain right now.
Markkanen has a 12 spot. Love with 12. Keontae just drove in his 11th point of this first half.
A great execution on the offensive end. Isaiah Joe is in his mug, but Svi for 3, even with great defense. And then off the D, great steal by the Jazz. You've got to get something out of these steals against this team. And right there, you see him taking advantage. Looks like he stepped on SGA's foot. Lowry did. May have tweaked it.
.506 remaining in this first half. If you just joined us, Utah had a lead of 18. Thunder have pushed back, but the Jazz have pushed back themselves, and the lead jumps back to 9. Jazz fans will see the Lakers again on Sunday. Make sure you get your tickets right now. For as low as $61, you can get a ticket to the game, plus this exclusive Utah Jazz t-shirt. Get your tickets and this shirt right now. Check it out on UtahJazz.com. Both teams have shot the ball well, Big T. 59% for Utah, 55 for the Thunder. The 3 ball's been a big story. Utah 10 of 18, and OKC 6 of 11.
Yeah, that's huge for the Jazz. Early in the season, not able to connect with the 3 as well, but a lot of guys are hot, especially guys like Kevin Love, who didn't see a lot of time early on as SGA gets to his favorite spot right there with the mid-range game.
You know, Will talked about the mid-range, how it still plays a role in this league, and there's DeMar DeRozan's and, you know, the SGAs who continue to make it such a big piece of their offense. Mikhailuk slips, nearly strain Love. Svi for 3 again. Love taps it out.
Going to get Kevin for a foul on that tap out.
That will be 3 on Kevin Love.
Well, you're right. Coach said that, you know, when you talk to a lot of people about mid-range, they want to shy away from it. Like, you know, they don't like that shot. But he says Keontae George has really developed a knack for it. Not that he relies on it too much, but he definitely is dangerous with it.
Nice lob up top. Jalen Williams to Holmgren. Chet with 8 in the half. He played at Gonzaga and the number 2 pick overall, remember, back in 22.
Yes, I do.
Keontae turns a corner on Caruso. Dort takes a dig at him. Ball's loose, no call. And Caruso jumps out. Markkanen runs with him, tapped it away. Picked up by Flip. It's going to be an interesting call. It's going to be Jazz ball with heads-up defense.
Yeah, Jazz are fortunate right there. They just stuck with the play. Ended up going out of bounds on Holmgren, but those turnovers, OKC normally punishes you. Jazz fortunate on that play.
Here's Lowry off the elbow. Jumper, bang, got it.
And that's where Caruso has no chance. If Lowry's coming off those screens and Caruso's behind them, and Lowry gets the ball, it's just rising right up. for that shot.
With a three. Has been in the pocket of Jalen Williams. The Arkansas Jalen Williams with 9 points, 3 triples in the first half. Ball jumps loose. Mykhailiuk retrieves. Filipowski back out front. Mykhailiuk. Oh, nice cut. How about the pass? Eyes staring at Flip. And the assist and the bucket. Filipowski with 8.
Well, it was a timely cut. Filipowski on a string. Speed got up in the air. And then the last second found an opportunity. And SGA finds an opportunity really anytime he wants. Watch right here. Speed gets up in the air. And before he touches the floor, Kyle Filipowski's getting downhill, rim running. Just a beautiful, beautiful play. Not sure it was designed that way, but it worked out well.
Kevin Love has to take a seat with his 4th foul. So Nurkic is back with Flip, Markkanen, Keontae, and Mykhailiuk.
SGA is one of the best in the business at seeking out contact and focusing through the contact to get a bucket.
14 first half points for Gilgeous-Alexander, number 3 scorer in the NBA at 32 on the dot. Filipowski rolls out 3 off the wing. Got it. Nice smooth rotation for Flip.
There's so many options in those plays. You can't get Lowry on the curl. So Lowry goes and sets a screen for Flip as SGA matches it.
17 for SGA. Got a foul before Keontae could wind up and take the shot.
They're going to
Nurkic
Nurk moving. But you love, look at all this space right there that Flip gets to knock that shot down all by himself, and beautiful play.
Jazz with 11 turnovers in this first half. Tapped up, won't drop. Filipowski's had a nice game, T, in his return from injury off the bench. Nurk hands it to Keontae to his right, drives on Holmgren, slip pass down low. Nurkic just too low for the big man to handle. Here's Holmgren. He'll drive in on Filipowski. Great job. Who was out of bounds? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, they're going to say Flip may have had a foot down before he hit the ball off of Chet. But really good defense, tracking the ball right here. Blocks it. Yep. Oh, it was close. It was close. Let's watch Flip's feet before he fouled. We can't see his feet there, but obviously his foot had touched down.
Quick hitter from the corner, under 2 to play. First half, the Jazz 65-62 over the 15-win Thunder. Beautiful pass, Key. Key finds. I mean, that was a half-court pass into Markkanen.
That's just an unspoken connection between those two players. We talked about how important it is to have those kind of connections between duos on teams.
SGA inside, falls off the rim, but holding on to his left knee. He's been on the floor a lot here in the first half.
Yeah, and it really is his own doing. But watch this pass right here. This connection. Don't even have to say anything, but Lowry knows that it's possibly coming, puts himself in a position to be successful, and gets fed right there like Keontae. But SGA is a master. He is a master of making the most out of an offensive play, even if he doesn't get the bucket.
9th free throw in this half. Free throws, a big story against the Lakers in LA Tuesday night. Doncic especially. Coming up, all the stats and highlights on the Mark Miller Subaru halftime report. That's Mark Miller, Utah's only negotiation-free Subaru retailer. Well, people always ask, how do you score 30+ in this league? Well, you get to the free throw line 10 or more times a game. And he's hit 8 of 10.
No question about it.
Flipping the paint. Markkanen, last to touch it out of bounds.
Yeah, Flip keeps trying to squeeze that ball in where there's really not a lot of room down in that paint. If you're going to put it down in there, you've got to be a little higher, maybe at the free throw line, so there's enough room to get those bounce passes in.
3-point shot would tie it. Catch and shoot, Wallace. There we go. Just like that, 18 points erased and a 67-all tie under a minute to play in the first half. And for Wallace, that was his first score inside. One bounce, big fella takes it up. Can't get it to drop. They're all over him. All over Nurk.
They're not getting that ball out of his hands, though.
Those are those little gimmies, T, that just have to drop.
Yeah, and what I like about it, he did miss the bunny, but he didn't give up on the play. And he's taken a couple of guys with him, Bowler. Mitchell thinks he's got a potential jump ball. No, not on that man right there.
A.J. Mitchell, his second foul. Nurk had that little swing hook for his first bucket in the first quarter. 5 boards, 3 assists. First one's up and good. Had 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists against the Lakers on Tuesday night. Jazz led by 11 in that game and lost by 15.
Yeah, and you're right. Free throws were the difference. Nurk misses the second attempt there.
Lakers went 29 of 40 from the line.
That's
the Jazz
crazy.
18 of 19.
Yeah. Such a discrepancy there. And some of that really was the Jazz's fault, not staying physical.
Nurkic for the rebound, quickly clears it out to Markkanen. Nurk against Holmgren. He's got the weight advantage. How about that spin down low inside? And then it's knocked out of his hands by Oklahoma City.
You see now when Nurk drives downhill, they're really sending both their bigs, and Holmgren and Hartenstein, down in the paint because Nurk is going to be physical with one of them, and they're hoping that the other big could disturb the shot.
Caruso will check in, and A.J. Mitchell out for the Thunder. Got to hurry. Quick pass out to Svi. Toes it deep, around and out. Nice look. Hartenstein to rebound. And the Thunder play for the final shot of the half. Thunder have not led in this game, but a chance to do so here just before halftime. Catch and shoot, Wallace. No. Rebound pulled down by Svi, and the Jazz will take a 1-point lead into halftime.
Oh, and a great half for the Jazz. Yeah, I know they had an 18-point lead, but you couldn't expect on this team to hold that. But I thought the game management was great. The defense was great in the first quarter. OKC made that run in that second quarter, but the Jazz did a great job of managing that quarter.
Yeah, Thunder won the second quarter by 13, 37-24. LG with Caleb.
Thanks, Bowler. Well, Kevin, you were 4 or 5 from 3 with just under 8 minutes when you checked in. How are you finding your shot in this first half?
Will and the coaching staff has just told me to look for my shot. I think last game there were a couple of broken plays against the Lakers where I couldn't really find my shots. So just wanted to get into a rhythm, pick my spots, and really throughout that first quarter, first 18 minutes, quarter and a half, we did a really great job. Now we just have to slow them down on the defensive end.
Yeah, the team looks so connected in this first half. What would you credit that energy to?
Just attention to detail and shoot around. We had a great game plan, and they're the best team in the league for a reason. They're the champions for a reason, so we wanted to come out on our home floor, have a great showing, late game on a Friday night, so I think that had a lot to do with it, but you know, we got to make up a lot of ground in the second half because we know they're a second half team that's going to come out and play really well.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, LG. Thank you, Kevin Love. The Jazz up 1 at the break. Both teams shot extremely well. 56% for the Utah Jazz, 55 for the Thunder. Halftime and SLC. Coming up after the break, stats and highlights on the Mark Miller Subaru Halftime Report. That's Mark Miller, Utah's only negotiation-free Subaru retail. Delta Center, downtown Salt Lake City. Seconds away from the third quarter, the Jazz battling the reigning NBA champions. 68-67 as we look at the Built Ford Proud Leaders Big T, brought to you by your local Ford stores. Visit buyfordnow.com. Gilgeous Alexander heated up 19. Isaiah Joe knocking down triples along with Jalen Williams. Markkanen 16. Love was a big story in that opening quarter, and Keontae and Flip both with 11.
Well, you said it before the half, the power of the three.
And we're going to get a Markkanen technical free throw. Daigneault got teed up as he was walking off the floor to end the first half. So Lowry with a chance to extend this lead, as slighted as it is, to 2.
Yeah, you also said, you talked about how The Thunder have never led in this game. They got very close, obviously, and they're closer than they were because of that second quarter. But this is about adjustments now. Defensive adjustments by both teams, and in particular, not letting SGA get to his spots.
Inside, Hartenstein back out, 3. Holmgren. Nicely done, Nurk. Boy, he reaches out, pulls that rebound down, looks for Markkanen. Finally hands it off to him with 17 on the shot. Utah, terrific first quarter, 44 points. That ball deflected. Ace Bailey saves it. Svi winds up. 3-ball, got it. That was a busted play, but you know what? The Jazz get a 3.
And that's what you have to do against this team, right? You have got to scrape and scratch, take care of the ball, and get it to where it needs to go.
Hartenstein down low inside, dropped it. Nowhere to go. Flick of the wrist and pushes home, too.
That's an expensive left-hand bowler.
You're not kidding.
He's very good at it.
8 points for Hartenstein. One stat that jumped out, it was only the 17th time that SGA has taken 10 free throws in a half. You think he would have been there multiple times throughout his career. Not the case.
And the Rook gets that 50-50 ball out to Svi. Just a beautiful play that you said looked busted. But the quick hands and the quick thinking of Ace Bailey gives the Jazz an opportunity.
Keontae, give and go on the inbound. Back out to Nurk. Foot on the three-point line to Mykhailiuk.
Keep an eye on the physicality on Lauri Markkanen.
Dort on his hip. Markkanen step back 3. Try to bank it home off the glass. And Dort in the right spot for the rebound.
Lauri wanted that foul. He felt he got touched on that attempt.
SGA against Mykhailiuk. Early minutes of the second half, and Dort, who did not take a shot in the first half of play, knocks down a 3.
Jazz have to decide whether they're going to try to help on SGA on the ISO, or try to get back to the pass off.
Nurk runs it inside. Hartenstein tried to go for the steal, got burnt, and Nurk took advantage.
Yeah, and Nurk maybe a few games ago would have tried to pass that ball off, but I love the fact that he's being aggressive, getting to the rim.
Hartenstein, here's SGA. Thunder not led in this game. They'll try to here. Back-to-back triples by Dort in the first lead of this game for OKC. Dort with 6 quick ones. His last 2, he's averaged 16 points. And Thurl, this is what kind of concerns you. You have to be alert. He's 57% from 3.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're committing a lot of your resources to SGA.
Right back at you. Keontae gets the 3-ball back. Utah now 13 of 24 and a 54% clip from downtown. Holmgren takes a bump into Markkanen. Hartenstein, the left hand, once again scores it. He's in double figures with 10. Does not miss a shot, T. 4 of 4.
Yeah, and he's only going to dunk or take that shot. He knows what he's good at. He's in the right place to do it.
Ace Bailey off to Mykhailiuk. Looks at his feet. That ball bounces over the top. Ace Bailey clears it away and a reset for the Jazz. Nicely done by the rookie.
Short shot clock here, though.
Catch and shoot. Bailey 3. Got it.
Well, he needed to be rewarded. Ace Bailey needed to be rewarded for that hard work he has put in early in this quarter.
Utah's lead jumps back to 3. They've outscored the Thunder. I tell you, those first 3 to 4 minutes, oh, so important. A 12-10 third quarter for Utah. But hustle and that 3-point shot. 80-77 Utah.
Hey man, keep it composure up, man. Be aggressive. Be more decisive. Come on. Good shot, Ace. Good. Way to run back. Way to run back. Way to run back.
Sideline sounds brought to you by Jusuf Nurkic. And T, as OKC misfires, what do you know? Right on cue, Nurk with a rebound. But I love the fact he's telling Bailey, especially, composure.
Yeah.
Composure. Here's Markkanen. Bangs down low. Hartenstein doubles him. That's a physicality. We've talked about how Markkanen has been able to bang down low, take the hit, and continue to score. That's why he has scored 4 straight from 30.
Yeah, and even when the help comes, right? He understands he's got the strength to use their bodies to their disadvantage. And he gets the contact there. And he has just become a different physical player this season. Yeah, misread there.
Keontae pointing at Bailey, didn't make the right cut, so a turnover. Utah's 14th, 7 for the Thunder. SGA. Good defense by Bailey, hands straight up, ball jumps out, and Ace with the rebound.
Good defense there. Ace Bailey staying down on SGA in the paint, not going for the pump fake.
That's the composure Nurk was talking about, and he comes back and buries the jumper.
Great focus right there. SGA was coming with the rear view block attempt. Ace just focused on that rim. There's a spot.
SGA falls off the rim. Ball loose, picked up, Keontae. Utah's won this quarter thus far, 14-10. Under 7.5 to play. In quarter number 3, Nurkic sets a screen. Keontae looks inside, ball stripped, and a foul.
Ace has just been showing up and showing out this quarter. Right here you see kind of the rear view attempt. Ace knows he's back there, but knows he can't really do anything about it. Gets that shot off at the right time. Great focus.
Well, what did Nurk just say about composure? LG, I think this young guy is showing it.
I think he definitely is. You can see how fast of a decision maker the rookie is out on the court. They talk about 0.5 thinking a lot in the league, and that's something Ace is showing and putting on display. His passing, or whether it's his ability to find an advantage, he's doing it fast. He doesn't look like he's overthinking a lot on the court, but you also pair that with his awareness of the court and where everyone's at. I think that's what makes him such a threat to other teams right now.
And you're exactly right. This young man is growing up so fast. And just the maturity he's made in just the past few months has been incredible. I think early on he wanted it right away, but now he's learning how to just be patient. Let it come to him, Bowler.
I think you're spot on. A lot of young players want that. They want stardom overnight. It takes time. Tough shot on a reach in by Cason Wallace. He was 1 of 3 in the first half. He's got a 5 spot here in this game. 84-79, under 7 to play. Third quarter, Jazz leading by 5.
I think Keontae's handled the pressure really well tonight by OKC.
Mykhailiuk.
Looks like he stepped out of bounds.
That's the pressure of Luguentz Dort.
Yeah, it's tough against that line too, because again we talk about that line acting as another defender, because you can't go backwards. Good D that time by Dort.
The Jazz have done a great job on the boards thus far. 27-13 advantage. SGA patented shot in that 14 to 15 foot range. That gives him 21. First bucket throw here in quarter number 3.
Yeah, patented shot and patented spot. He just likes that area where he can step back.
Mykhailiuk catch and shoot. Good look inside, rebound. Cody Williams had it, stripped away by Holmgren.
SGA looking to impose his will.
89 consecutive games. SGA has scored 20 or more. Holmgren wanted a foul as he got one to roll in. Holmgren in double figures with 10. Yeah, 88 straight. Now 89. That's remarkable.
Yeah, and those are unforced, right? Those kind of turnovers can ignite this OKC team.
Dort for 3. Had 2 in the first half. Make it 3. 3 off. Dort has just been, I mean, again, like Love on the other side of the floor. Both have just been hot.
Yeah, and Bowler, you're creeping up if you're the Jazz in that dangerous turnover territory. 16 already on a team that is the best in the league at creating them and punishing you when you get them.
Cody Williams drives, denied. Holmgren picks it up and Hands it off to SGA. 5 minutes, just over 5 to play in the third. Little gimme. He just got the push, and McConaughey had to pedal back, and the bucket by SGA. 23-point ball game. Timeout, Will Hardy. Largest lead partner for the Jazz on and off the court. Yes, we will see the Lakers again on Sunday. Last time out, it was 140-126. Lakers, Luka 37, Keontae 34. Markkanen dropped 31. But Luka just has a way of finding the free throw line. The Lakers overall, that's what they do. 29 of 40, which turned out to be a real difference maker in that second half.
Well, it was the difference maker in the game, that differential. And part of it was the Jazz not being physical, and the other part was the Lakers just trying to outsmart the Jazz and get through arms and get to the line.
Isaiah Collier on the court. Cody Williams, second year out of Colorado. Kevin Love also on the floor with Flip. Here's Keontae. Double pumps, jumpers away. Had a good look. Ball's loose. Nice job. Love, no. Too strong. You like to have that one back.
Yeah, great hustle, though, and giving the Jazz a second opportunity at it.
Love had 12 to open up the first quarter. Dort deep, no. Rebound, Love. Nice, smart play as he threw it off the leg of Jalen Williams.
Well, you've got players like Jalen Williams who have really capitalized on the injury of the other Jalen Williams, like getting more minutes and being able to be an impact player.
Love hands it back to Isaiah. He turned right in to Isaiah Joe. He tries to wrap it around his back, and a whistle called.
Yeah, it's going to be Kevin Love's 5th foul, and this is the point of the game that is so vital for the Jazz to just continue to try to put themselves or keep themselves in a position to be there when it counts in the fourth quarter.
Love comes out, big team. Markkanen checks back in at the 4:14 mark, and the Jazz trail by 4. Got a push. You can see that. Joe almost set up Keontae. So George, foul number 3. Second team foul. Beautifully done.
Great strip by Isaiah.
Beautiful pass. Markkanen just off his hand. And just when he thought maybe Isaiah was going to be beaten, he was able to reach back, took it away, and the pass out just off Lowry's hand. SGA step back 3. Boy, I tell you, he loves the pressure, much like Steph Curry, right?
Yeah.
Bodies around him, makes him a dead eye.
I mean, that was almost a double team on a 3-point shot, and he was able to, at his own pace, get that released.
26. Feed it inside. Flip wanted a foul. No call.
I thought Isaiah should have gotten a call on that bump, but officials will let him go.
You know, it's just like that. A couple of calls that don't go your way, and this lead all of a sudden has jumped up to 10 for OKC.
Officials are kind of letting him go as long as it doesn't get out of hand. So this is where the Jazz have to match that physicality, get something on the offensive end now.
Nothing's going Utah's way at the moment. Now you got a push, a shove. Collier competitive. He gets into it. But with A.J. Mitchell.
Well, this is what OKC likes to do, though. They want to get in your head. The Jazz have to keep their composure. But they also need to stand up. There's a bump. And they're scrapping. The pitchers are letting them go ahead and scrap and talk and letting them play on. And then this one, see Mitchell trying to get the ball. I think they both got teed up here. Officials are keeping a close eye and trying to calm it down and tee them both up.
Williams Across court to Caruso.
Yeah, slippery slope here, Bowler.
No, it is. It is a slippery slope. 20 unanswered points by OKC.
Yeah, and they're second half team. So they're starting to show why they are the best in the league right now. See if the Jazz can cool them down a bit.
Lead is 13. Offensive.
Rains it pours.
It sure does. Call your whistle for the foul. Yeah, a 30-16 advantage in this third quarter for the Thunder, and the 21st turnover by Utah.
That's why they're the #1 defensive team in the league.
Caruso playing catch back out front. Cody Williams trying to slow down SGA. He gets that space, Thurl, and then the foul. And the crowd a little unsettled. I'm not sure about that one, but and then MVP will take a slow walk to the stripe and shoot 2.
Well, SGA knows he's got a young player on him, and he gives him a nudge there, but then I didn't think maybe Cody got in his landing space and made contact.
We'll check out the Kia player profile, and we'll take a look at Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, an NBA champion last season, the leading scorer at just under 33, won the regular season MVP, the NBA Finals MVP, and won, of course, the NBA championship in a tough 7-game series, 4-3 against Indiana.
Yeah, you forgot one on that graphic. He's on the cover of 2K.
Yes, he is.
That's a big deal to the young players.
Keyonte has the ball stripped.
But as much as the opponents love to hate him, he's an amazing player. And he's a guy who, when you really watch him, he doesn't show a lot of emotion, right? He doesn't overdo it. But he's obviously a great leader for his team and just an amazing player.
Free throw up and good. $17 for Keyonte, 17 for Markkanen.
If you're the Jazz, you've got a little uphill battle, but you've got enough time. You've got a whole nother quarter, but you've got to find something to stop this run of the Thunder. Got to get the energy back in your building.
Collier nearly took it away from Mitchell. Here's Joe to his left, drives and kicks. Williams for 3. And Jalen Williams, that's 4 threes. And they've all come at critical times. He's coming off a 2-point game in the one against Sacramento. So he's dialed in SLC. Cody off to Isaiah. Utah's 3rd cup game. They're 0-2, eliminated tonight with a loss. Off the glass, just won't fall for Lowry. He's been held to 1 point in this quarter, and that was that technical free throw.
Well, that's the adjustments I was talking about at half, as SGA is on fire right now.
.31 and a 28-2 run over the last 6+ minutes. This is what Will Hardy talks a lot about: composure, how to keep it, how to reel yourself in when you give the ball away. 1 or 2 turnovers is an easy handle, right? But when it starts to come in bunches like it has now, it's a long night. There's a steal, and this is just going to be a quick run to the rack, and the bucket dropped in by AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, that 21-point lead has come so fast. Jazz really don't know what hit them. Well, they know, but they haven't been able to do anything about it.
Outscored in this third quarter, pardon me, 40 now, 20. After the bucket by Keyonte, he's got 20 in his pocket. Cody Williams getting a lesson, trying to guard last year's MVP.
Well, I said at the beginning of all this that if you're the Jazz, you've got to play a darn near perfect game in perfect quarters. And obviously, Jazz coming out at halftime, and SGA and the Thunder just imposing their will right now. Even those things aren't working. You saw Isaiah Collier try to hit it off of SGA.
Caruso, they go to the hot hand. Someone's going to take a jump and in. Wow, we saw that last week. Season high on three-pointers by Jalen Williams. 5 of 6, 15 off the bench. And what a quarter for OKC on the road. They outscore the Jazz 43-20, lead 110-88.
Come on, they're going to be aggressive or anything, so we got to respond better there. Come on, Flip. Crash. There we go, Flip.
Sideline sounds. Yusuf Nurkic all night long. Ace Bailey gets the ball, drains a triple, sends the ball on the floor. They start the fourth along with Walter Clayton Jr., the rookie out of Florida, and Big T. We haven't seen Walter Clayton Jr. since the Indiana game back on November 11th. So Will Hardy continues to look at players who wants to play, who can play some D. How about Hartenstein up high with a two-hander?
Well, with Isaiah Collier getting back to playing shape and changing the pace of the game, you know, he's given Walter Clayton Jr. a chance to kind of learn from the bench and giving him some minutes here.
Won a national championship last April with the Gators. Hartenstein the rebound off the miss. Caruso. Mitchell drives on Clayton. There's a turnover picked up by Ace, and then throws that ball away. T.
Yeah.
The youth of the Jazz was shown right there.
Yeah, it was. And I think Ace tried to be patient. I thought he could have kept going downhill. The defense wasn't set, but he'll learn those kind of things, right? And the intent was good, just didn't work out.
Caruso slides inside and scores it. Caruso last year made that trade. Chicago. Giddey now a Bull, and Caruso just was the piece they needed to push them over the top.
Oh, he was an important piece. I mean, he was a solid piece to get them over the hump to the championship. Walter Clayton tries to find his range.
Another foul whistled. Ace Bailey.
And you can tell
Clayton Jr.
You can tell that the Jazz are looking a little deflated, right? I mean, you have a pretty nice lead in that first quarter. You know this team's going to make a run, and in second half they came out and pretty much fell into their OKC defensive mode and kept the Jazz in a drought for quite a while, and scored on their offensive end of the basket. So Jazz need to find some kind of energy here. You got plenty of time to cut this thing down and try to get a run going at home.
A.J. Mitchell makes a pair. See, we've seen this kind of repeat itself. Really strong first halves, but really good teams that have been together for a while. As Sensabaugh drops a mid-range J.
Yeah, but let's be real. This is the best team. I mean, and not just this season. I mean, coming off last season, they have been connected and on a roll. They're comfortable because, you know, they've secured most of their core guys with contracts.
Caruso again.
So they've got something special going.
Well, they're trying to build a dynasty.
Oh, they're trying to. Absolutely right. And it's hard to do in this day and age.
Jazz made it to 2 NBA Finals. against the Chicago Bulls, 97-98. A guy named MJ won them both for the Chicago. And you know what, T? It's tough to get there, but even tougher to win.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's tougher to win, and even tougher for even a team like OKC. They had this discussion upstairs with Alema and Mike to create a dynasty in this day and age of NBA, where, you know, the last 7 NBA championships have been 7 different teams. So it's hard to get back, but this team's on its way.
One good decision every day. Balance of Nature supplements.
I talked to Will Hardy during our coaches interview about building how you get to this point and the blueprint that the Jazz are trying to follow. Much, you know, again, my opinion, I think Will had another way of looking at it, but I still think we're on the same page of just putting together draft picks, making the right selections, blending veterans. They did get SGA, and that really helped start the process.
Yeah, it did. And this is a copycat league, but Bowler, what OKC is doing is hard to replicate, because you've got to find the right players. Lowry gets fouled here going to the rim. But you've got to have everybody buy in and commit to something. And you've got to have some luck as well. And I think Coach Daigneault has been able to, he talked about in his presser, about getting that key player in SGA and then finding the right guys with the right talent who can buy in.
Markkanen 16 at the half. So far, just a 1-point second half. He's at the line and drops in the first of 2. Caruso comes out. Isaiah Joe checks in.
Mentioned in the pregame that if the Jazz could get 6 players in double figures, means things are really going right. They've got 5 right now. You know, Kyle Filipowski coming off the bench with a nice game of 11 right now, but Lowry obviously sacrificing some of his offense because they're keying on him. Other guys have to take up that slack.
Hartenstein guarded by Nurk, drops a pass down low. Chet Holmgren will shoot 2. I think the word I want to use for Chet is just simply wiry. Kind of contorts that body. He's only 23 years old. He's 7'1". Last time we checked, he hit the scales at 213.
Yeah, he's probably there. He's probably at 213 right now, but he's really a guard in a big body. He can handle the ball. He can do guard things. And he's got a pretty nice IQ as well for a big. And fans are hoping we at least get some chicken out of it.
First one's out. Crowd comes alive. First time we've heard much on the Delta Center since halftime. If the opposing team, of course, misses both of those shots, the entire state of Utah wins free chicken. All you have to do is download the app, but that's not going to happen right now. Nurkic, nice pass down low. Ace Bailey spins. The Hartenstein, nice job to fill the paint. Over the back is Holmgren, trying to slow down Nurk. The one thing you notice, Thurl, when you are one of the top defensive team in the league, is just how connected you truly are. The sixth sense, you see it.
Yeah, you do. And Coach Daigneault did talk about that as well in his pregame presser, how if several guys buy in, it's automatic that everybody else follows along. And when you have that kind of commitment from guys, when defense is first and they don't care who scores, that's truly a special thing at this level.
Will Hardy has given this team to a very young club with 8 minutes left. And welcome back Taylor Hendricks after suffering a hamstring injury. Ace Bailey takes over and hits a free throw line, Jay.
Yeah, that's Ace's favorite shot, actually, coming off that screen with a dribble in the mid-range area and just pulling up smoothly.
15 points, T, 19 minutes of play. He's hit 6 of 9 shots.
Yeah, I love Ace's patience.
Clayton back out to Taylor. Hendricks on the dribble drive. Off the glass, he'll shoot 2. Injuries, of course, for Taylor. 3rd game of last year against Dallas. Worked his way back, and then I know disappointed. Will talked about it tonight too, that he's a little tough to find himself with a hamstring, but back on the floor tonight.
Yeah, Coach Will Hardy talks about how Taylor Hendricks deserves some grace because of his injuries, because we really haven't had a chance to see the best of Taylor Hendricks. And his recovery and the way he's using his newfound body in the paint, he's looking good and just needs some more minutes.
Nice steal. Bounce it to Sensabaugh. To the ball pressure applied by OKC is impressive. You know, for a moment you thought Sensabaugh was going to wiggle away, but 2 Thunder players just collapsed and made life difficult.
Well, it takes a lot of risk to be able to do that as the Jazz throw away the inbounds play here.
Holmgren trying to go coast to coast. Tough shot, short. Rebound, Hartenstein, no. Flip has it, and we're coming the other way under 7 to play. There's a lob up top. That would have been a Showtime basket if Ace Bailey could have corralled it, but way too high off the hand of Clayton. Timeout, under 7.
12 more minutes, come on, man. We got to see energy. We got time, man. We got to defend, man. Come on. Good shot, Ace.
Well, thanks to Jusuf Nurkic being mic'd up tonight. Talked a lot about energy, talked a lot about poise, talked a lot to the younger players on this Jazz team. And you can talk about turnovers, but I'm going to talk about just the bench of OKC. They have put up 53 bench points, Utah 31. And during that time, Big T, they've knocked down 12 of 17 off the bench from 3.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch this particular opponent when they struggle and how they don't panic and they just find themselves back in the mix of what they're used to doing. And that's really the signature of a champion, is how you do when you're not doing well and how you handle it.
Flip stays with it. Filipowski, first bucket here in the second half, 13 on the night. He's hit 5 of 7 shots, 7 rebounds. Utah comes up with a loose ball, 123 to 100 inside Hendricks. Double pump, throws it out, sends a ball, good look, splash it home for 3. Sends a ball 5-point, 4th quarter. And how you get judged in this league too, T, is you don't fold the tent, you play on and you play hard.
Oh, you have to, especially on nights like this. All right, these are the nights you play for.
Carlson on top of the rim. He's coming off a nasal fracture. That's why he's the masked one. Played at Utah, played at Bingham High.
Yeah, again, another one of those role players who Coach Daigneault says, look, he's playing well. We put him in the 4 spot, which is really not his normal spot, but he's doing so well, we have to play him.
Seven-point game for Carlson. Filipowski will shoot 2. Flips played 21 minutes, T, 13.7 rebounds.
Yeah, and Flip and Jalen Williams have had their moments out here on the floor, and it still continues. They're both being physical with each other.
See, you didn't get along with everybody, did you?
Oh no, it was a good thing, right? It was about business, and especially against the really good teams in the league back then. Some really good rivalries the Jazz had with Denver, with the Lakers. You could expect a physical battle every single night. Celtics with Danny Ainge.
Oh yeah. Easy looking three, a little lazy triple dropped down by Cason Wallace. Another steal. Jazz just giving the ball away just too much in the second half. Wallace now in double figures with 10 and a quick 5. Stop and pop Jay. Got it. Sends the ball. 7 for Bryce. Remember, in cup play, they want to stack the score because the separator is the point differential. And that's a rare turnover by the Thunder.
Bowler, even if this wasn't a cup game, they would want to run you out of the gym
Absolutely.
anyway, right? I mean, that's just their mindset.
Chris Youngblood just checked in for the first time for the Thunder, number 3.
That's just how they're built to get through the rough terrain and show you what they're made of, and they do it on the defensive end. They don't really have, other than SGA and the injured Jalen Williams, they don't really have a lot of individual superstars. They just got really good role players that understand what their jobs are on both sides of the ball.
I think, T, to put it simply, it's kind of an old school team concept. There used to be that we got to have the big 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really working that well in the NBA.
Well, no, it really isn't, and that's not what teams are trying to build these days. There's some teams who are kind of stuck there. Phoenix was like that last year, and you saw they blow that roster up. Book was the only one left. Wow.
I'd say the hustle late. That's a cartwheel into the 3rd row by Williams. There he is.
Well, he's probably looking for some fans to catch him, but their hands were full. Right here, coming in for a landing. A little rough one. Turbulence. Just goes head over heels right there.
SGA, great look. I'll give him about a, what do you think, a 9-7 on that tumble now? Yeah, 134-106. So Jalen Williams, the Arkansas Jalen Williams, has had quite a night against the Jazz, and that bench continues to blister the Jazz. Isaiah Joe has dropped 16. That's the 22nd three-pointer made by the Thunder. Jazz have hit 16. Flip inside, one bounce out. Hendricks tries to fight for the ball, and it stays with the Jazz with 14 on the shot. Boy, OKC 63% shooting. The Jazz at a 49% clip.
Coach Phil Johnson was Jerry Sloan's assistant for many years. Always talks about when great teams come in, it's like you're playing the varsity tonight. Right? It's the best team in the league, and you've got to somehow be close to perfection.
Youngblood. Those are the most threes the Thunder have made this season. They had a previous high of 20 against the Pelicans. How about 23 in SLC in a cup game? 23 of 36. Youngblood is getting his opportunity off the bench, and Will Hardy says enough, timeout. 142-106 Thunder. Jewelers, always brilliant.
Well, Bo, you got to pay the bills, so you got to find something nice for the Jazz, and the Jazz were doing work, especially in that first half. of making the plays, the 50-50 balls. You see Ace right here saving the play. Nice behind the back to Speed for three. There's your Morgan Jeweler. Play of the game.
Jazz 16 of 36 from downtown, 23 of 35. The Thunder 66%. It's going to be a while, Big T. We call a game, we see 69 bench points.
Yeah.
By the opposition, and that's what the Thunder have done tonight.
You know, as much as I might find a silver lining about that first half, you know, the Jazz won't. You know, they know that if that second half, this second half could have gone anywhere close to what the first half was, they would have been at least in this game with an opportunity to really show something at the end. But this OKC team is just showing why they're so good.
Foul. Taylor Hendricks take away the bucket by Sensabaugh.
That whistle came about 5 seconds after that actually happened.
Big T, we talked about the schedule, and there are moments in time this year where things get rough, and this is a rough time. You had the Lakers, now you had the Thunder, and you see the Lakers again on Sunday. I mean, and then you have to go to Golden State. I mean, what a 4-game swing that is.
Yeah, but that's a good thing about this league, right? You shower this one off, and you get ready for the next one, because they're coming in bunches.
Filipowski finds some space, hits the jumper. Flip tonight off the bench leads the way with 16, along with 7 rebounds in 25 minutes. Flip coming back from that wrist injury. Cody, the rebound, outlet quickly. Bryce, beautiful catch over the shoulder. Triple, up, out. Taylor tried to put on a show with a one-hand put down. Instead, it'll be Thunder ball with 1:15 to go. Jazz will drop to 4-4 here at home, 5-10 through the first 15 games. And the Thunder continue to roll 16-1, Big T, and their only road loss back on November 5th by a bucket at Portland. They'll go 9-1 on the road.
Well, their objective, obviously, is to be fresh and healthy and ready, but they've got so many weapons, Bo. You just talked about their bench and how loaded they are.
That bench number is now 71 points scored. Sends the ball out to Cody. Williams with a wide open triple. Can't hit it. Final seconds will tick away. Half this crowd stays, T. The other half took off. The Utah looked so good in the first half, but they're going to lose this game by 32.
Yeah, such a difference, such a tale of two halves, really. I mean, this is the kind of game you don't really need a lot to get up for if you're the Jazz, and part of that is trying to sustain that kind of energy and that kind of feeling against a team that you know is going to continue to go at you until the buzzer goes off.
A moment with Daigneault and Hardy. The Jazz will play again on Sunday and then head to Golden State for a showdown with Curry and the Warriors on Monday. Jazz led by 14 after one at the half, trailed 110-88 after 3, and they'll lose this game by 32. If you wonder just how good OKC is, well, you saw tonight. They're legit, and they're on their way to try to repeat.
Yeah, they are. And, you know, as much as it hurts for the Jazz, you just faced a team that you're trying to emulate in some ways. Right? Role players stepping forward and finding a consistency every game. You know, they're always together in post-game interviews,
It's not one guy or two guys, it's the whole team. So something to aspire to, Bowler.
Absolutely. Jazz get back to work on Sunday against the Lakers. Stick around for the Siegfried and Jensen post-game report. Lemon Mike, they're going to break it all down. Guys, upstairs, take it away.
Well, thank you very much. It's coming up on the post-game report. Mike Smith is here. We will break down this game. We'll get you some post-game sound as well. We'll actually get you into the locker room, get some sound from the players, and we'll hear from the head coach, Will Hardy. And Where You Watching Winner is on the way. Post-game report starts right now.
Max One Music. Max One Music.